When desire is not the assignment, learning to trust God's timing over our preferences. Reflection. One thing I've learned in life and in my walk with the Lord is this: just because I have something or just because I want something does not mean it is mine to take. It does not mean I can simply do whatever I want to do. At one point, someone asked me, "Why don't you just move if you want to move?" Years ago, I would have done that. In fact, I did have a plan. I was going to move to the beach. I love the beach. I love the weather. I feel happier there. And honestly, I'm at peace in my life where I probably could do that. I'm at a place in my life and I'm at peace too. I could pick up and go, but I can't because the Lord has me here. And I cannot uproot myself and abandon the ministry He has trusted me. He has given me an art ministry, and He has given me an assignment to steward my family well. And in this season of my life, picking up and changing geography simply is not my assignment. Now, that doesn't mean the desire disappears. I may still want it. I may still feel drawn to it. But knowing what I want and knowing what I'm called to do are sometimes two very different things. Can I mourn that? Yes. Can I grieve that? Yes, of course. But when you truly trust God, something deeper than desire begins to anchor you. Peace. Because you know the author of your life. And He sees further than you do. He knows the desires of your heart, and He also knows what's best for you. I have taken my life in my own hands before, and when I did, I made an utter mess of things. So now, in this stage of my life, I choose something different. I choose obedience. When I hear His voice and when His peace confirms the direction, I listen. Sometimes my desires do not get the final say, and that does not mean that God is cruel or indifferent to me. It simply means He is wise. I can visit the beach. I just don't have to live there right now, because sometimes the place that brings us the most immediate comfort is not the place that carries us on our current assignment. God's timing is perfect, and learning to wait upon Him is part of spiritual maturity. If we rush something, if we force something, if we take matters in our own hands, we often create consequences that we later question. We ask, why did this happen? Why didn't this work? Why did this fall apart? But sometimes the honest answer is this: you knew. You simply did not listen. Freedom does not mean the freedom to choose whatever we want. True freedom is living aligned with the will of God, because stepping out of alignment can cost us years that we were never meant to be lost. But even then, God is merciful. If you truly belong to Him, He will use every part of your story. Nothing is wasted. The Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. They did not have to, but even their wandering became part of the story God would later redeem. So, if you are unsure about a decision, slow down. Get with the Father and discern what He is asking you. And then listen. You can trust Him. Father truly does know best, always. Father speaks, "My child, I see both your desires and your obedience. I know what stirs your heart, and I know the places that bring you joy. Yet, I also see the purpose I have woven into your life. Trust me with both. There are seasons when I ask you to stay planted, not because I wish to withhold something from you, but because I'm accomplishing something through you. Your obedience matters more than you know. When you choose me over your preference, you step deeper into the life I designed for you. Nothing you surrender to me is ever wasted. The desires of your heart are safe in my hands, and in the right time and season, I will bring forth what is good for you. Walk with me today and trust in peace." Prayer. Father, Thank you for caring about every detail of my life. You know the desires of my heart, and you know the paths that lead to the greatest good. Help me trust you when my desires and your direction do not seem to match. Give me the humility to listen and the courage to obey. Teach me to wait on your timing and to walk in peace where you have placed me. Guard my heart from rushing ahead of you. I choose today to walk in your wisdom over my preferences. In Jesus' name. Blessing. May you find peace in knowing that God sees the whole path of your life. He goes before you. He's gone before you. May your heart be anchored, not in what you want most today, but in the one who knows what will bless you most tomorrow. May obedience bring you deeper joy any temporary desire could ever offer. And may the presence of God guide every step of your journey. Journaling prompts. Where in my life am I feeling tension because I want and what God may be asking me? What desire is hardest for me to surrender right now? How have past decisions taught me the importance of waiting on God's timing? What assignment has God already placed in my life that I may need to steward more intentionally? Challenge this week. Take each day to sit quietly with God and ask Him to show you the difference between your desires and your current assignments. Write down anything you sense Him revealing. Pay attention to where peace rests. Choose one area where you intentionally practice obedience and trust His timing. And I'm praying for you. And this, you're human. You're human. You honestly will grieve sometimes what you can't have. But trusting the Father is best. And He will reveal that to you. Later, you'll look back and you'll say, now I know. Now I know why. He might have protected you. Or He might have just grown something to become stronger. And you just weren't ready or equipped to fulfill that role or whatever. So we truly can rest in knowing. And there is joy. Even when you are obedient and you don't always want to be. I mean, you want to be right with the Father. Just, Jesus, He asked the Father, if you can remove this, if there's any other way, remove this cup from me. And He didn't. There was no other way. And so, but Jesus was obedient and He knew that there was a plan and purpose and He had to listen to the Father. And that is what we do. We know that we just have to listen and be obedient because there's a purpose for it. There's always a bigger, greater purpose. And when you get to that place where you can just trust, there's peace there. And there's joy in walking in alignment with Christ. I mean, there is a deep joy. But because you're human, there's pain too. And but the joy is greater and the peace is even better. So trusting, I'm praying for you that you just trust the Father. And how do you trust Him? Because we don't trust who we don't know. You grow closer to Him. You let Him prove to you time and time again that He's always taken care of you. He's always been there. He's always been through. If you're surviving and you're standing, He's been there with you. Other things could have happened, but He protected you and you survived. You survived. Maybe not perfectly the way you wanted to, but even that He will use. And so flip the script. Praying for you.